The campfire starts for us to build connection and camaraderie. And it's a space for authentic conversation away from those distractions that you typically have in day-to-day life. You need to know yourself better to be a better pilot. And you need to understand how other people think.
Most pilots don't understand what career opportunities are available in the world of aviation. They're making career decisions based on advice from friends or posts on internet forums, meaning they are taking huge risks with their livelihood without having all the details. This podcast was created to help you understand the aviation industry so you can find your dream job. Let's get ready for Pushback. Here's your host and my dad, Nick Fialka.
Hey, pilot, welcome back to Ready for Pushback. I'm Nick Fialka. I'm glad you're here. If this is your first time, hey, welcome. Sit on down. Sidle up around the campfire. Get yourself a beer. It's a great place to be. It's funny. I think of this show kind of like sitting around the campfire. And that's what I'm doing today's episode on, is the importance of sitting around the campfire. And I don't just mean listening to this show. Yes, you should listen to this show. And yes, I have a goal this year to triple my listenership. So I want you to share my show with somebody so that they can sit around our campfire too, and they can gain some knowledge. And that's what it's funny. Podcasting is modern day sitting around this campfire. Isn't that wild? It's so funny. But the reason I didn't think about sitting around the campfire because I run a podcast, I think I thought about this because I'm literally in the middle of conference season. Conference season, it's a wild time for me because I have a regular flight schedule that I have to keep. And then I love going to the conferences. I love celebrating with each conference group and spending time meeting Spitfire clients, meeting new people and joking with them and spending time with them. And I want you to be there because I think you should be there. I want you to be capable and strong enough to step forward and get uncomfortable in a convention. And just side note, if you're going to a convention to get a pilot job, please wear a suit. All right, I'll get off my soapbox here. But let's talk about the campfire, because the campfire is the thing that I have been realizing is the thing I love best about the conventions. And usually this is where the campfire shows up. We spend a lot of time early on getting volunteers ready to go to help support the organization that we are going to. The campfire shows up later. We spend a lot of time up front getting people ready to volunteer. We spend a lot of time up front getting people helping us to set up our booth. We spend a lot of time making sure people have what they need. Somebody maybe forgot to get their stuff dry cleaned, or maybe they didn't bring resume paper, or maybe they didn't bring whatever. We handle all that stuff and get all the butterflies out early. Step 2 is we go and we show up and we have a great first day. And the great first day, lots of nerves, lots of jitters, lots of things going on, lots of excitement. And it's a long day. It is a long day. It usually starts at like 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Usually ends about 4 or 5 the first day. And then we go to the campfire. And the campfire is usually, we will find some location where we can all hang out and spend some time, get some drinks. Maybe we'll smoke some cigars. We'll lay back. We'll let our hair down a little bit and we'll tell stories. And that's where the campfire starts, is this opportunity for us to build connection and camaraderie. I cannot tell you how many people, how many hands I've shaken and stories I've listened to around the campfire after a convention that is just so life-giving and so exciting. And a lot of people are waiting to tell me their story because they know I love to listen to a story and I want to hear your story. Historically, being around the campfire, if you ever did Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or anything like that, or even just cooked s'mores in the backyard, like you got to get around. It's just a different time where there's vulnerability and where there's community. And it's different because you're out and you're away from the modern things that we have. And it's a space for authentic conversation because you are away from those digital things and the distractions that you typically have in day-to-day life. And the convention is a place for you to push away from that. It's literally like going to camp, except there's no ropes course, which I sure as hell wish there was. You have a drink, you sit down, you have a cigar, whatever, maybe you don't, but you open your heart and you tell these individuals, man, I've had some beautiful conversations. And it's so freeing, and you feel great, and you feel freer, and you feel more connected to those people. And what's fun is like at our campfires, there will be people from the industry that come around that are friends with me and Bill and Tron and my coaches. And so there will be people from every airline kind of flowing in and flowing out. And it's just part of the community because we celebrate our community. Everybody just wants to be part of one another longer. And that's what the campfire is. So why am I talking about belonging to community? And why is this important? Because first off, I want to invite you to come hang out with us. I want you to come to the conventions. I can't make it to every single convention, but by God, I try really, really hard. Sometimes Anna and I have something that I got to be at, and that's how it goes. But most of the time, I'm at the conventions. And we are there to celebrate you, and we want to know who you are. And I want you to spend time. But sometimes that can't happen. So what I think you need to do is have your own campfire. It's actually easier at your house. If you can have the opportunity to go out, literally go outside at night in the dark with people that you know that are part of your group. Maybe you want to know them better. Invite them to a hangout. If they are people in the aviation community and they live near you, if they don't have a ton of kids like mine, like it's impossible for me to go out on a Tuesday. But maybe I'm certain there are way more people in the world that can totally hang out on a Tuesday. But go do it. Go get somebody out there and spend time with them and talk to them. And you'll be surprised where the conversation goes. When I was trying to figure out if I was going to be a Catholic priest or not, we used to do this thing called Holy Smokes, where I would invite people to my house. This is pre-Anna, clearly. But I would invite people over. I'd invite 24 people over for cigars and a campfire, and we would cook hot dogs and stuff like that. But we would just talk, and it was a safe place to have a conversation. And it was so life-giving and so awesome. And you're probably wondering, what in the hell does this have to do with being a professional pilot? And I'll tell you, it has everything to be with being a professional pilot. And here's why. Because you need to know yourself better to be a better pilot. You need to understand why you are how you are, and you need to understand how other people think. It's really easy to get into a robotic frame of mind with what we do. Whether you are at a regional or you're a flight instructor, right? You just got kids coming in and coming out, and every single day you're doing the same dang thing. You're not growing. You're not understanding those people. You're also not making friends. You're just like somebody's instructor, or you're just somebody's captain or FO. And what I want you to do is be somebody's friend, because those friendships that you build, those are the things that carry you for 50 years. Those are the things that bring you a career. You probably grew up with some people that you're pretty close with. You probably were a child and grew up with people, and you have childhood friends, and that's awesome. And as you become an adult and continue to be an adult, I want you to know that there's lots of space for adult friends. And you have to invite them to a campfire, and you might probably have to invite them to 20 campfires before they identify with you completely and know who you are and always have your back. Because those people are so important in your life. And I have so many people in my life that I sit around the campfire with. And my phone rings, and if your name's in my phone and you sit around the campfire with me, the phone is picked up. Doesn't matter if I'm driving to school in the morning or making breakfast or trying to put a kiddo down, I answer that phone because those people are important. I usually tell them, like, hey, can I call you back? And they're like, why are you picking up the phone, fool? Bro, you're awesome. We sit around the campfire together. So that's it. It's a great opportunity to connect. You can tell your stories. You can understand who you are. You can find out who they are. You become part of a community. You have that sense of belonging that you want. You listen to the show because you want to belong to this community and be better. And I want you to be here. I want you to be part of the community and be better. But I want you to be part of your community too. And I want you to make your community better. That's what's important. It gets you away from modern life. It gets you away from the bullshit of fiddling on your phone, seeing if you got a LinkedIn update, all those stupid things. None of it matters. What matters is growing your connection in community with your fellow man or woman. And I just think that you are a better pilot, you're a better interviewer, you're a better everything when you have those people in your life. So go sit around the campfire, man. Send me a text. Send me an email, podcast@spitfireelite.com. Tell me your experience. Let me know how it went. I love you. I think you're great. I think you're doing awesome. I want you to continue doing awesome. Spread the word about my show. Tell 2 people. Tell 10 people. Tell a lot of people. I don't know. Let's keep growing this thing. We're in this together. I'll see you on Monday. This is important. Before you go, you need to know that 2024 is going to be unbelievably competitive in the world of pilot hiring. And you need to make sure that you separate yourself from the herd. The only way that you can guarantee that you'll land your dream job is by partnering with Spitfire Elite Interview Consulting. We are the only choice for application review and interview prep. We are the partners that you've been looking for from start to finish, and it's never too early to be part of our community. Just go over to my website, spitfireelite.com, and use the coupon code R4P to save yourself 10% on all of our services. Again, that's the letter R, the number 4, and the letter P to save 10%. So go out there and slay your interviews.